Fellow Toastmaster and dear guests, good evening. More than 200 years ago, in a small town close to the coast, there was a lighthouse, a house with a light in its top to guide the ships through the water at night. It mostly needed in the stormy night. A man named Charles was responsible for the lighthouse. He was old and wise, and he spent his whole life learning about the tides, the weather, and how to keep the light burning through a difficult time. One day, a group of young people from the town visited him, and while he was writing in a big book, they asked him, "Why you spend so much time in writing? Why you don't even consider selling it and make a profit?" The old keeper showed them the book. It was filled with the drawings, information about the weather, and most importantly, the mistake he had made. And then he replied to them, "It's not about the money I could earn. This book is my obligation to your generation." Charles understood something we often forget. The knowledge only matters if it's shared. Now, let me guess what you think it's happened next. Years later, when Charles passed away, one of the young people read his book, was the new keeper, and he faced a violent storm, and he guided the ship safely to the coast. But that's not what happened. Actually, what happened, throughout the years, the technology advanced the ship, and the lighthouse is no longer needed. And Charles' book kept as a legacy in his family library. But what's truly important in this story, it's the idea of sharing the knowledge. Personally, when I joined my first work, I was supposed to review a technical document for a project. But before I start reviewing the documents, there were these mysterious criteria I had to follow. So I went to one of the experts in the team, his name Mark. "Mark, could you please teach me how to apply this criteria?" "Just send me the document, I will do it for you." "That's nice, but I would really like to learn how to do it myself." "Well, I don't have time for that." I thanked him, then I left. I went to another expert, older man named Stephen. Stephen was calm and kind, and he had amazing coffee machine in his office that smelled interesting. I asked him for help. He told me, "I will teach you, but I need exactly 43 minutes of your time to explain everything." 43 minutes? That weirdly specific, Stephen. Should I use a stopwatch or something? He told me, "You will see." And for the next 37 minutes, he explained everything, why the criteria existed, how it's worked, and what the mistakes the people usually made. And when he finished, I said, "That's awesome. But you said 43 minutes. What about the last 6 minutes?" He said, "Well, the last 6 minutes are for the coffee." And here is the shock in the story. As he handed me the coffee, he showed me a picture of an old book in his family library from his great-great-grandfather, Charles. And he told me the story about the lighthouse for the remaining 6 minutes. When he finished, I realized something. Stephen actually was keeping his great-grandfather lighthouse alive. Not by fire, but by sharing his knowledge. Now, Charles' book may have ended in his family library. But Charles did something far greater than writing a book. He fundamentally planted the idea of sharing the knowledge in his family. And 200 years later, his great-grandson was the living proof of his success. And let's think about it for a minute. Everything around us, from ChatGPT, the phone that we use, to the airplane in the skies, all existed because people shared what they know. Generation of scientists, builders, dreamers, people they will never meet. And yet, they shared their knowledge. And they contributed to the life that we enjoy today. Sharing the knowledge, not just nice. Sharing the knowledge, it's our obligation and responsibility to the next generation. Now, Charles did it in a lighthouse. Stephen did it in the office. And we can do it every day in our conversation, in our classrooms, at work, at our Toastmasters Club meeting. Back to you, Toastmasters.